Well, the debanking movement has grown big enough that it ensnared the first family. Yep, Donald Trump and his immediate family experienced it after his first term in office. The First Lady, Melania Trump, says her longtime financial institution terminated her account after she left the White House, and they denied an account to her son, Barron. Yesterday, President Trump signed an executive order requiring banking regulators to crack down on politically motivated discrimination. Old Glory Bank states that they'll never do any of that to any customers. Please welcome to the show the Old Glory Bank CEO, Mike Ring. Mike, thanks for taking the time. Great video that I saw, and I wanted to get you on to kind of get spitting mad again. But you know what? It's not fair, it's not right, but it's still happening.
Yeah, and Scott, I got to tell you, you're one of the first people to call us out. You had us on, John Rich, on in December of 2022 when we had just announced, and you have an account with us in full disclosure to your audience. And I just want to thank you for being a supporter in talking about this important issue. And listen, we love that the president has been talking about what we have been preaching. And do you remember, like, when we started this, everyone said we were crazy. The big banks said, there's no debanking going on. We aren't sharing your data with the government improperly. And we said, yes, you are. And then finally, now they're saying, okay, there was debanking going on, but the regulators made us do it. And trust me, Scott, no one beats on the regulators more than Mike Ring and Old Glory Bank, but never once have they ever reached out to me and said, you can't bank John Eastman. You can't bank Simone Gold. You can't bank Donald Trump. You can't bank a J6er. And we bank them all. Well, we don't bank Donald Trump yet, but we should. And so I don't believe these bankers when they say the regulators made them not bank Donald Trump, which is why I call out Moynihan, who is weak. I'm telling you, he is a weak CEO for not taking me up on this and telling America the truth, that I will pay $100,000 to a charity of his choice if he tells me one regulator that told him he couldn't bank Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, you make some great points there, and you also you casually drop in J6ers. I know people, personally know people that had their banking stuff shared to the government, whether or not they were in Washington on that day at all whatsoever, even though they didn't have anything to do with it. If they used their bank card in Washington, that information was sent to the government.
That was one of the reasons why we started. We had friends that were at the Capitol in that period. They didn't breach the Capitol. And listen, no one is in favor of what happened inside the building. But to think that these folks, friends of mine, were in D.C. around January 6th, and they got a call by the FBI. And then finally, we put everything together. And then I was so blessed to be able to get with John Rich, Larry Elder, Secretary Carson, Governor Fallon from the great state of Oklahoma, where our brick and mortar branch is. And now Sean Spicer has joined our board. We are a group of patriots providing better banking products and services than the big banks. 80% of our customers, and we've got customers in all 50 states, come from the big banks because they know that we love our customers and we serve them with better products and services. We don't need an executive order. Those come and go every 4 years. We are here forever.
And I mean, it's also just common sense. I mean, come on, it's just fair and common sense. But to hear these people, these bank CEOs that did debank people, get their feet held to the fire and watch them squirm and try to get out of it, but without actually saying anything, it's actually been kind of amusing.
He's called on CNBC after they play to him Trump talking about how Trump called Moynihan and trying to get his business, and Trump says, "You used to kiss my blank while I was in office, and now you won't take my business." And Moynihan just started stumbling. He tried to say BSA AML, but he said ML, and he starts throwing out just letters, KYC, reputational risk. There's nothing in the Bank Secrecy Act that stops you from banking Donald Trump. Those AML, which stands for anti-money laundering regulations and rules. There is no way that Donald Trump is laundering money, is a terrorist financing, trafficking children. And then Moynihan throws out KYC, which is know your customer. To think that you don't know who Donald Trump is, Moynihan never denied it. And Jamie Dimon has still not been held to the fire on this. And someone needs to ask him. Now, I'm actually not in favor of the government telling you what business you should take. You should have freedom. If you're a cake maker and you don't want to make a cake for a gay couple for a wedding, that should be your choice. If you're a bank who wants to serve doctors and not dentists, that should be your choice. All I'm asking is don't lie about it. Man the F up and tell America the truth.
Right. I mean, it's common sense. Again, like I said, all you have to do is, and you know what? It's good business too. If just tell it like it is. I mean, what's the problem? I mean, just tell it like it.
It's like a great politician. Why do people love Donald Trump? He's not right every time, but he's sincere and he's honest. And compare and contrast that to like Kamala and other people who can't tell the truth and can't be themselves. I'm like, if you don't want to bank Donald Trump, We will. If you don't want to bank J6ers, we will. It's a free country. So I've long preached that make it easier for banks to compete.
Keep doing what you're doing because you're doing the right thing. We appreciate you coming on. Love having
Thank
you
you,
guys
sir.
on. We'll have you back anytime you like. Mike, thanks for coming on the show.